You're now tuned in to Conversations with Caprice. I'm your host, Ashley Caprice, and I have hip-hop artist Riott in the building. What's up, man?
What's going on? Ashley, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Glad to be here.
Okay. So my sister, she actually bought your album. She saw you selling it, and she listened to it. And the album's called The New Breed Part 2, Cold Cash.
Mm-hmm.
She bought it, she listened to it, and she doesn't lie to me. So she's like, you know what, you got to listen to this guy. He's kind of dope.
Okay.
So I take a listen, and I was banging it for like some months. And I'm like, let me reach out to this guy on Twitter, and here you are.
Yep. That's how the process works.
Yeah, so it's a really good album, and you're speaking about some of your struggles being just a black man. I remember one of your lines, you're like, I'm 25, I'm not even supposed to be here, or,
I'm blessed to even get this far.
You're blessed to even be here this far. You're older than 25 now, thank God.
Not too much older.
Okay, sorry, my bad. I put your business out there a little bit, my bad. But what made you even want to pursue a rap career?
You know what? I guess I just began to like music. I used to always draw.
Okay.
And that used to be how I expressed myself through drawing and painting. I actually got into a lot of good schools and good programs through that.
Okay.
But at a certain point,
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. But at a certain point, I just wanted to, express myself differently. So I just began to express myself through music. Mm-hmm. And I think what really made me, I think that a lot of kids pick up rapping or music or whatever at a certain point. Mm-hmm. What made me really want to continue and take it seriously was when the first time I rapped or I spit for my friends, and they all thought it was horrible.
Really?
They were like, oh, you shouldn't do that.
But that put a little fire in you, huh?
Right. It made me write the next one. It made me write the next one and the next one. So at a certain point, you challenge yourself to. It's competitive. Hip hop is competitive, and some artists don't see it that way. But I came from the battle rap era, so I like to compete, and I kind of wanted to make sure, hey, I'm good at this.
So you're not a freestyle.
I do.
Okay.
I
so
do.
We could get a little something a little later. Maybe you and I could battle rap each other. I mean, I don't know what you want to do.
I mean, yeah, I hope I don't say the wrong thing to you. I want to be back.
Dang.
Hey, battles can get intense. I wouldn't cross the line.
So, do you remember your first rap? What you wrote about? What you talked about?
Yes, I wrote about basketball, and I wrote about.
How old were you?
12 or 13.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So you wrote about basketball.
Like 5th grade.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, my initials are OB, so I was like, OB going for 3. And, it was something stupid. But a couple of my friends were like, all right, that's cool. Some were like,
no.
Stop. Stop it. Leave the rapping to Master P and everybody else. Don't do it. And But that was my first rap. And then I remember really when I got into Eminem's music when I was young. Eminem came out and I heard the stuff he said. I was like, whoa.
Right.
I didn't even know you could rap like that. And,
right.
It just began to expand my mind. And I began to explore it more.
Good. Yeah, he kind of challenged you a little bit.
It was just different.
Okay.
We had always heard, not necessarily gangster rap, but there was a certain kind of line that rap was going, and when he came out, he really was doing something totally different as far as mainstream goes, for sure.
Right.
And it just began to make me explore more what other type of hip hop artists there were, and go a little more underground and try to kind of check stuff out.
Okay. You have a new single out called San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
But you're from LA, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what was San Francisco about?
It was a story.
Okay.
It was a story about meeting a young lady out here who's not from out here, and saying kind of trying to be that guy and impress her. When you write meters, just say, hey, let me take you somewhere. You're all the way down here in LA, but let me take you to San Francisco.
Yeah.
And that's really what the story was about.
So it's a sweet song. It's different than the music I was hearing on your mixtape. So this is going to be on your, you re-released your first mixtape, right?
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, I put out my first mixtape, New Breed 1, in 2009.
Okay.
And, times have passed. And some of the music on there felt a little dated, so I kind of removed some of the songs that I felt weren't really relevant anymore.
Okay.
I added those songs. San Francisco is actually an old record.
Oh, okay.
It's just that it was done a little bit after New Breed 1 and didn't get released.
It wasn't on the first mixtape.
Right. So I took some records that were like that kind of were older and hadn't gotten released, and kind of put that together to make New Breed 1 a little stronger. I actually slimmed it down too. It used to be 18 songs, now it's 14. I've learned that less is more.
Right. Sometimes, yes. So what made you go for that different sound? I was like, is this R&B?
Yeah, I'm trying to go. Some of it's got to be straight R&B. Some of it's going to be straight rock. Some of it's going to be, straight reggae. And I'm just trying to mix it up because I like all kinds of music. I listen to everything from Smokey Robinson and Usher to Red Hot Chili Peppers and Sublime to, Jay-Z and Eminem. I got all that on my iPod. So when I make music, I kind of want it to feel that way. I kind of want it to feel like you're flipping through the radio channels a little bit and you got a little bit of everything going on.
So you don't want to be known as a hip-hop artist. You want it to just be known as an artist? Or how would you categorize yourself?
I'm always going to be known as a hip-hop artist. I'm not going to, if that's where your roots are from.
I'm telling you, San Francisco, I was like, is this the same guy?
Yeah. You got to, I've had to try to find my singing voice, like I can't sing the same way I rap.
El DeBarge coming out? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I can't escape the El DeBarge comparison, man. It's always going to be with me.
Yeah, so, but I really liked it. I like the new sound.
Thank you.
Where can people pick up your music?
I just launched the site, itsthemax.com.
Okay.
And you can download New Breed 1 on there, that re-released version. New Breed 2 is on there. My other mixtape, For Medicinal Purpose, which is really like covers, like me, rapping on people's beats.
Okay.
And all my other artists too, Harlem Rims and Raffle, their mixtapes are on there as well. But you can download our stuff there, watch the videos. But I'm really trying to make it so that you can get everything on itsthemax.com. That's
itsthemax.com. Go there, you guys.
I'm actually really excited. I just launched it on Friday, so I've been like saying that repeatedly over and over again.
Good for you. Yeah, I was all on the site and everything today, actually, earlier today.
See, I'm glad I put it up on Friday.
You put it up there.
So you need it.
All right, so I want to talk about this tweet that I saw a few weeks ago because there's so much going on in the country right now, especially with our young black men.
Right.
And there was one that you said, riots and protests will not change things. This was after the Mike Brown situation where there's no indictment, and there's also no indictment in the Eric Garner case. It's just like cops are getting away with brutality and no punishment.
Right.
But you wrote, riots and protests will not change things. Lawmakers need to change this. What are your thoughts on both situations, and you could elaborate more on your tweet?
Yeah. Well, the situations are tragic, and I'm not in any way trying to desensitize what happened to Mike Brown or Eric Garner, and trying to say that people's passionate protests out here are not going to make a difference. They're going to make a difference, and I'm glad to see that people are going to take the streets and express their opinions and dedicate their time to saying what you did to another human being was not right. And let me stop what I'm doing in my day to make that very clear that I don't like this and I don't condone this.
Right.
And that's wonderful, because people would think that a lot of people from this generation wouldn't even get up to do that.
Right.
But
and there's a lot of young people out there.
Right, and I'm glad to see that they're taking control of what's going to happen here.
Right.
But from the Rodney King situation to the Trayvon Martin situation, and even though there weren't protests, I think African Americans probably felt the same outrage from Hurricane Katrina. And then now Mike Brown and Eric Garner, and we don't know who the next person is going to be, but also Oscar Grant.
Right.
And all these different situations.
And then it was Tamir Rice, the young boy, just right after the Mike Brown, no indictment, and then it's been a lot going on. Right.
There's a lot going on. This has been a continued thing, and you can really go all the way back to Emmett Till, and I forget his name right now, but these things have happened all throughout American history, ever since African Americans came here, or brought here. And so my whole thing is that what has made change for African Americans in the American history was changing the law. That's what made a difference for us. The civil rights that we have been granted, I won't even say they were completely equal right now, because we're not. We're clearly not being treated equal. But the rights that we do have were because Thurgood Marshall and I forget his first name, but Hill, they set the precedents in the courts. They did Brown versus Board of Education to say, you know what, we're not separate but equal. And what they did is he put I learned this in my political science class in this past summer. I went and I studied this. We talked about the civil rights movement. I understood how it moved.
Right.
I forget his first name, but his last name is Hill. He was a lawyer. And he had done certain civil rights at work in the 40s, and he died in, I believe, 1950. So 14 years before all the civil rights acts really passed, he'd already died, but he set the precedent in court that allowed that to happen.
Right.
What's going on right now, the police should not be able to just walk away scot-free when these things happen.
Right.
And there needs to be new laws written in all 50 states, because these are state and city issues. They were talking about local police. That's why people getting on Barack Obama's head, and he's not the one to make the call here.
Right.
There's courts. We have a balance of power for a reason.
Right.
Right now, the president is African American. The victims of these crimes are African American. People want him to step in.
By association.
If the president was white right now, you might not want him to step in.
Right.
He might be on the cop's side.
Right.
That's not the point.
Right.
You know, don't blame the president for what a police officer did.
Right.
This is a local, police, and state issue, and they need to write new laws that say when an officer commits or uses this type of force in this way, and we find out that the person you killed had no weapon, there was another option here, and you used murder as an option and not as the last option.
Right.
It was not the last resort. You used it as I'm tired of you.
Yeah.
I'm annoyed with this. You're beating me up. I'm gonna kill you.
Right.
You had other ways to subdue and contain that person.
Absolutely.
And you've been trained to do that. The law should state when these situations happen and officers don't really use all their training to try to subdue or contain a person, that is murder.
That's true.
That is not even murder, because they're on duty. They're doing their job. When the guy woke up today, he didn't say, I'm about to go to Mike Brown's house and kill him.
Right.
The situation happened. And in the heat of the situation, he decided to pull the trigger and kill a man.
Just too much excessive force and whatnot. And then sometimes I think their adrenaline gets to them. Their authority and power.
The police are
gets
human
to
beings.
Them. Yeah.
They are human beings. Let's
Absolutely.
not forget about that. They are going to make errors.
But that's why they should do something different instead of just going to an academy and whatnot and get this training and whatnot. They should go to courses to study maybe psychology and sociology and understand, different people that they may have to come into contact with, instead of, all right, well, this person is coming to me in an aggressive way, yada yada. I don't know how to deal with this, so let me just shoot and kill.
Right.
That's just way too much.
No, but we talk about the heat of the moment, being nervous, just reacting, being paranoid, maybe being scared. They're human beings.
Yeah.
When someone's being aggressive with them, no matter how you've been trained, how you react when someone's being aggressive with you is actually pretty consistent throughout life. The same way you reacted when you were 8, you're probably going to react when you're 30. That's who you are. Right. Some people, the first time they got into a fight, they were ready. Some people, every time they get into a fight, they do not want to be in a fight.
Right.
You may be a police officer, but that doesn't mean you're ready when someone who's twice as big as you gets angry.
Right.
And I think that's what happened in the Eric Garner situation. He was so much larger than those officers.
But he wasn't even angry.
He
just
wasn't.
said, don't touch me. And then I think when they hear don't do something, it's like, oh, don't do this? Now I'm going to do it. So instead, the cop choked him. He's on the ground, hands up. He's not resisting arrest. Doesn't look like it to me.
No,
We've all seen the video.
The city is horrible. And I don't want to make any excuses for these officers, because I've been harassed by police officers. Yeah. I've been mistreated I've been manhandled and bruised up by police officers as well. So I get it. But and I'm not making any excuses for them, because what is going on, there's a message being delivered to us all across the country that the judges and the other police officers involved in the investigation are not going to punish their own.
Right.
We're not going to do that, because they feel they'd be losing power if they did so. So we're not going to put other cops in jail. We're just not.
It's a system. But see, the thing is, I'm just like, just punish one of them. If you punish one of them, then I think the others would think twice before letting it escalate into that situation. Instead of killing, they're like, oh, wait, I got to weigh my options. You know what I mean?
Well, they're trying to separate themselves from us.
Yeah.
We're the civilians and they're the law enforcement. But when they do things wrong, they can't be punished the same way the civilians are. The bottom line is, when you're off duty and you go home, you're a civilian just like me. And when you're at work, you're a civilian at work. And yes, you are now part of the law enforcement, but you're still a civilian.
Right.
That's manslaughter. That is manslaughter when you wrongfully kill somebody. That's manslaughter.
Yeah, we all witnessed a murder. We all on the video
and not
camera.
the first time.
Right, not the first time. All right, I just wanted to touch on that a little bit. I'm sure we could go deeper into that, but
but that is how I feel about it, because I want to see action. I don't want to just see protests and words being thrown and pundits on TV insulting groups of people with the things they have to say.
Right.
What are we going to really do to make sure these things don't continue to happen? That has to happen in the court of law.
Because we protested after Trayvon Martin.
Right. And I wasn't saying that protests don't make a difference or that it's pointless, but
it brings awareness to the situation. We have people all across the globe who are trying to protest and
and that's they wouldn't do that if we weren't doing it first. But to make a real change here, it's going to take a judge.
Right. Absolutely.
It's going to take a Supreme Court decision.
Absolutely.
Saying, nah, you guys can't do that to people. Right. And when you do that to people, we're going to put you in jail the same way we put everybody else in jail.
Yeah, they think the uniform, or they know that the uniform will save them.
Right. There needs to be a law that says the uniform doesn't save you.
Right. Exactly.
That's the only thing that's going to change. The uniform doesn't change the fact when you kill people for no reason, no matter what the situation.
Are you going to talk about any of this in future records? Are you writing anything right now? Are they like inspired? Like, are these situations inspiring more music from you? Or anything?
You know, they are, but one thing that I try to stay away from is trying to be too black. Not in a bad way, but like pro-black, black people.
No,
black
I get
this,
it.
black. Everybody's not black.
Right.
But
sometimes you want to tell your story. When you're more transparent, people would relate to you more, and they're like, okay, I could identify with this brother because he's gone through things that I've gone through. So you could just tell your story like you have been doing.
Yeah, you know, you're going to tell your story, but I'm starting to recognize who the audience is.
Okay.
Why they buy music, why they come to clubs and bars and concerts. Right. Sometimes people don't want to hear your political views.
Right.
Sometimes they want to hear that, they turn on CNN.
Yeah, true. Because I was listening to your album, The New Breed Part 2, Cold Cash. Sometimes when I was leaving a club, I'm like, hey,
that's the record you wanted to hear. Right.
Right. So, I mean, I get it, but like, I believe all artists should have a balance. And you were still speaking on some real stuff on other parts of the album, too.
I've always looked at it like this. There's music for the club.
Yeah.
There's music for the bedroom. There's music for the headphones. There's a kid who's walking from one college class. He has a 15-minute break going to the next college class. He has his headphones on. So some of my records that are talking about more issues are for that setting. Right. As he's mobbing from one class to the next, he might want to hear some J. Cole and some Nas. Right. He might want to hear some Riott. But when a bunch of women have on little skimpy dresses, drinking alcohol.
I didn't have on a skimpy dress, okay? I had on a little dress.
Okay, right. You had on your little dress. When you have on your little dress, and we know what we really call it, but when you have on your dress, and you're drinking and having fun with your girlfriends and all that, and, you know, you got men and women in here, and there's, you know, flirtation and the sexual energy in the room, people don't want to hear about Mike Brown right now.
Right.
Unfortunately. But that record's not going to fly there. So I just had to recognize what the music is for, where the setting it belongs. There's a time and place for everything, but also a lot of the like really, really conscious stuff, I've been doing that for a long time. And you know, at a certain point you go, wait a minute.
Right.
Do y'all want to hear this or not? When I perform and when I like do big shows, like not big shows, when I do like a show at a club or something like that, I don't do like my politically conscious records.
Okay.
It's not the time and place for that.
Yeah. When you do big shows, you don't do your...
If I know there's going to be a bar and people are drinking alcohol.
Just depending on the setting.
Yeah, depending on the setting, I'm not trying to do it. If I know it's going to be a little more intimate, I might do a record like that. Okay. But if I know we're going to have a big enough crowd, people are going to be dancing here, no, don't play that record. Okay. People are going to look like, oh.
Who's this brother? We got another one.
We were having so much fun a second ago. What are you talking about?
I mean, but rap it over a dope track. That's what I'm trying to tell some of these people, because I love Kendrick Lamar's I song. But I've talked to some young black men and they're like, I mean, I like it, it's cool, but I wouldn't bump this in my car, or I wouldn't really, you know what I mean? So still say the same message, but do it over a hot track, since that's what gets people first. Like, oh, that's a dope beat. Oh, wait, what is he saying? Or, oh, wow, what is he saying? You know?
No, there's ways to slip it in. There's ways to slip it in. I try to do that, you know, every rapper uses punchlines, metaphors.
Right.
If you use a punchline where the content of what you're talking about is somewhat political, people, they get that out of there. But, it has to be funny. One of the most successful rappers right now is 2 Chainz. He has a comical style. People love it.
Yeah.
People love it. And no matter how hard you try to hate on 2 Chainz, if you want to not like what he's doing, when you listen to him, you're going to have fun.
True.
Right. No matter what you think about that style of hip-hop, when you actually playing it, you're like, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Right. You're like, let me just turn it up and let me just rock out with it.
Let's call it the cool factor.
Right.
Every hip-hop artist, no matter what their true message is, wants to capitalize on the cool factor.
Yeah.
I want to have the record everybody can bounce to. Because, as messed up as life can be, we're all trying to get to the point that we can enjoy ourselves. Music is one of those rare things, no matter what you're actually going through, I can make you enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to realize that that's really what I should be focused on, is making people smile.
Right. That's what it is.
I got enough frowns, and I could rap about them all day, but it's harder to even make you smile. It's even more of a challenge. Someone told me rapping about killing people, selling drugs, rapping about screwing women is not selling out. I mean, that's not keeping it real. That's selling out. When you rap about making love and dancing, that's the hardest thing to do. That's keeping it true. People got it twisted. People think that when they hear love songs on the radio, that someone's a sellout. No, this person's actually rapping about something that's relevant to every single person on the planet.
Every single person. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had long conversations about all of that before the mic cut on,
Yeah.
but we won't get into that now.
Yeah, let's not talk about love today.
Not today. So what else are you working on?
I'm working on New Breed 3.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you just re-released your first one, so now you're working on. Okay, good.
That was the point of that, kind of, to gear that up.
Okay.
Kind of if it's going to be a trilogy, I want you to be able to download 1, 2, and 3 and bump them all the way through.
Okay. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so just a few fun facts before you get out of here. Who is your favorite hip hop artist? Do you have one?
My favorite hip hop artist? Mm-hmm. Oh man, I have to tie it between Tupac and Eminem.
Okay.
Those are my two favorites.
Yeah, Tupac.
Yeah. Tupac is the best. He's the greatest.
Mm-hmm.
But I totally see the same qualities in Tupac as in Eminem, just in a totally different way.
Okay.
And so they're my two favorite.
All right, your favorite song of all time? Do you have one?
I do have a favorite song, and it'll surprise you probably. It's Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen.
Really?
Yeah.
That is so funny. I tell like every hip hop artist who comes in, you guys spit so hard and everything, but when I ask the favorite song or favorite, it's like, oh, Sade, or oh, Queen, or I'm like, what? Or Stevie Wonder. I'm like, you would never know. That's so funny.
That's stuff you ride to. You know what I'm saying? I know so many people that like the super gangster dudes, and they be like, I only listen to oldies, man. You're like, that's true. This guy is riding around to the Delphonics. That's what he likes.
Right. Your favorite pastime hobby? Do you have one?
Playing basketball with my friends. You know what I'm saying? Whenever we do actually get the chance to, on a Sunday or whatever, go out there and hoop. I love to just get out there and cut loose with my guys and just hoop and not worry about working and music and anything else. Just pretend like we're in the NBA for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It's fun.
15 minutes of fame on a court.
Right.
In Westchester or something.
Right. I swear we can get drafted tomorrow. We keep practicing like this, we can get drafted.
Oh, man. Well, I can't wait to hear what else you have coming up next.
Thank you.
And is there anything else you want to say before we wrap it up and get on out of here? Or do you want to drop your freestyle?
Oh, yeah, we could drop the freestyle. If I had the same thing to everybody, I would just say, man, love each other.
Absolutely.
It's messed up out there. And, revolutions begin in the heart. Mm-hmm. So when you decide to make a change in your life, treat people different, treat yourself different, you'll see the whole world change. And that's just what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. No hate. Spread love.
Right, yeah. Spread some love. Spread some love today.
It's the Brooklyn way. We're in LA, but we'll give Brooklyn a little love.
Spread love. It's the Brooklyn way.
Hey. All right, so you want to do this freestyle? I don't have a beat. Unless you want me to just drop a little something like
No. I'll go.
I'll go a little bit.
I'll go acapella if I'm a freestyle for you.
Okay.
Let me see what I got.
Go ahead. You got a subject, or you need a subject?
No. Let's not do that.
I won't give you one. Go ahead.
Well, it's the Black Argentino. Smell like Mendocino. Got my cap. This one for the people. Let me start by getting this one off my chest. No, I'm not from BPS. All eyes on me. I feel like CBS on GPS. They follow me. I guess that I'm a leader. Black Panther stuff. Before the guns, you gotta read up. MB3, just read up. The streets about to heat up. I got hot all by myself. Them weaker rappers better team up.
Hey.
This the Maximilli, crack the Mez, pack a Philly. On my Grizzly, F a milli, want a Billy in. I'm really in my zone and I'm not even home. Originally the copies at home. Top of the morning, top of the dome, La Ostra Nostra, Gotti Capone. Put up a poster on every pole. Buzz hotter than Tapatio.
Okay.
Blunt full of hash, shot of Patron. A belly full is a pot full of gold, and trust me, I'm eating.
Okay. I like it. Dang, I should have started recording.
We are recording. We are recording.
I just mean like, cause you were just into it, your facial expressions. All right. Well,
sorry. That's how it's supposed to be. It's performance art.
That's what it is. I love it. Thank you so much for stopping by Conversations with Caprice.
And thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Enjoy myself.
I appreciate it.